Do we have a huge section in the consent decree that talks about vehicular pursuits?
Um, uh, Chief Navalis, if you want to answer that question.
Chief Navalis, Office of Constitutional Policing and Reform. No, we do not have the paragraphs that address that.
Okay, so here's where I'm struggling. I have 9 beats in the 39th ward. People are distraught that they feel like folks that cause harm and are up to no good cannot be chased. We don't have to, sounds like I've gotten confirmation from your folks that we don't have a huge component of the consent decree dedicated to vehicular pursuit. Yet we've taken this policy through, is it general order?
Yes, there's a general order on vehicle pursuits, yes.
So we have this general order that really, I believe, limits the Chicago Police Department's ability to pursue through vehicle. And contemporaneously, we have no helicopters. So what is the plan and what do we do between now and 2024 with no helicopters and, to my understanding, no vehicular pursuit policy? And I know that we're probably going to say, well, we're going to use PODs and LPRs and run them through SDSC, but it's not working. It's not working enough. So what do we do?
So here's and let me just explain the pursuit policy. We can pursue, but officers have to apply the balancing test.
Sure.
And oftentimes, depending on the location, time of day, number of people were on the street, and we have to look at the vehicle that's being pursued. And now we weigh that balancing test. Here's what happens. If that pursuit ends in an accident where someone's hurt, injured, the liability on the officer, the liability on the city is huge. And we could have 3 or 4 of these incidents where we could have purchased 2 helicopters.
Sure.
In payouts. Now, in the meantime, what we're going to do is utilize everything the best that we can. When we have our helicopters working, we do have them up, and they've been very effective. Moving forward, that's why we've been pushing to try to build upon our fleet, because that air support is very helpful. What we can't do right now is just decide to completely just go into vehicle pursuits, because the officers are not only does this become a civil issue, but it becomes an internal issue where the officer could now lose his or her job because they're being investigated by COPA, another body.
Sure, I guess, but we can probably agree that this isn't a good situation to be in.
I agree, yes.
We're not able to pursue and we don't have helicopters. So in that vein, recognizing that we have some major events that are coming up in the next year before Q4 2024, is it possible for us to pursue an MOU or an intergovernmental agreement with another municipality that has the air capabilities that we could work with for the course of the year?
Well, this is what we're doing right now. We do get some help from the county. We also get some help from the state. As a matter of fact, I'll have Deputy Chief, Acting Chief DeVries talk about that.
Hi, good afternoon. Acting Chief DeVries for the Bureau of Counterterrorism. Yeah, we currently are in good relationship with the DEA and also with DHS. They give us their helicopter when it's available. So usually we do have a helicopter from one of them when they're available.
How many do they have?
DHS has 4 and DEA has 6.
DHS 4 for Region 5 or for Chicago?
No, for Region 5.
Okay, which is how many states?
It's the Midwest, so I'm not sure how many states exactly.
Okay, and then DEA has how many?
6.
For Region 5?
No, total.
For the country?
Yes, correct. That's what I believe.
So we're at a significant deficit.
But we also have the state police as a flat wing that they'll put up for us too. There has to be advanced notice on that, but they put that up as well. So we do have alternatives when ours are down. And I don't want everybody to think that ours are down all the time. They're down frequently because of the age. So when they are down, we do reach out for the federal help and for the state help.
So is Detroit part of our urban area? Who's handling UASC for us?
That would be Ryan Fitzsimon.
So I Deputy Director Ryan Fitzsimons. So I liaise with PSA, who handles our grants day in, day out. Natalie Gutierrez and Tomas Mulliwen, they're extremely helpful in helping us secure the resources we need. Dan Casey, who also works for PSA.
No, I know them all. I'm just asking if Detroit's part of our, not to interrupt you, but I'm just asking if they're part of our urban area and could we piggyback with them?
No, we are not. They are not.
So I bring all this up because I'm upset. I'm disappointed. I look at people in CAPS meetings all the time and say, I'm so sorry. But that's ridiculous. I'm happy to work with you guys to figure out how we work some type of agreement with a municipality that has more resources than us. I don't understand why those municipalities have more resources than us. I believe we're the third largest urban area in America. I think per Natalie yesterday, we received the second largest UASI grant in the country after New York, I want to say. Is that right? Anybody in the box? No? Is that right, Dan? This is just ridiculous. We're supposed to be getting the DNC, and we don't have a policy that we're not chasing through a vehicular policy. I understand the reasons why you say that. It's frightening to me because the consent decree is also supposed to be our North Star, and we don't have that directive out of the consent decree. I'm just incredibly frustrated.
So, and I agree with you, especially as the second largest metropolitan police department in the country. That's why we're advocating for these things. However, I will tell you. I will tell you that when it comes to this, it's incredibly frustrating for our officers. And the consent decree, when we talk about things like that being in the consent decree, usually what we see in the consent decree are changes to the way that we do things. And sometimes that puts limitations on what we're doing or the way that we do things. I think a healthy conversation about this would be extremely helpful because it's more nuanced than just that, because there are a lot of bodies. There's a lot of oversight when it comes to those vehicle pursuits that could affect our officers and their employment.
No, I respect that. I think we probably need to evaluate how we're going to move until we have aerial assets operational. Because quite frankly, we've been talking about this for years and years, and our communities are suffering right now, and they feel like there's no consequences for bad behavior, and folks are demoralized. They're victims of carjackings. They're getting guns pulled on them in the morning while somebody steals their catalytic converter. It's ridiculous.